Hi everyone, my name is Sammy, and I take back what I said last time. I don't hope you're doing bad. I hope you're doing good. That's not who I am. That's not who I ever was. I apologize. Now that we are deep in December and Christmas season is in full swing, one of my favorite festive pastimes is going through all of my old favorite TV shows and watching the Christmas specials. They always just got me feeling like I need to eat a whole tray of those Pillsbury cookies, those sugar cookie ones that are shaped like Christmas trees, and I just eat a whole tray half-baked because that's the only way to eat them, of course. And then I go lay down for 2 hours as the sugar coma I just self-induced lulls me into that sweet sense of childlike wonder that the Christmas season never fails to bubble up inside of me. And then swiftly shoves me into a seasonal depression because all of that holiday magic I felt growing up was just parents that really cared about me and not actually any holiday magic. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, television. But some of my favorites definitely include Psych, the classic Disney Christmas specials, and the star of the show today, Community. If you're not familiar, get familiar. Now specifically, we are going to be talking about the big three. Yes, there are technically 4 Christmas episodes in Community, but the 4th one is in the 4th season, and we don't talk about the 4th season. But the 3 episodes are as follows. We have Comparative Religion from season 1, Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas from season 2, and Regional Holiday Music from season 3. Now, if you were to look at these specific episodes of Community completely devoid of the rest of the show, you would have absolutely no idea what the show is about. The Christmas episodes are definitely their own special little piece of the pie. And I'm gonna be talking about the show like you've seen it as many times as I have, so with that being said, let's dive on into the first episode, Comparative Religion. Follow me! Now this episode is a great introduction to the Community Christmas episodes because it's the first one, duh. But I am gonna give you a preface right now. This episode is very Jeff heavy, who I am not the biggest fan of, and I'm just now realizing that that might be the factor as to why this one is my least favorite of the 3. Just kidding. I kid, I poke fun, I joke. Now the basic premise of this old ep is Shirley just got a divorce and she's putting all of her eggs into one basket in celebrating Christmas with this study group that she's only known for 1 semester at this point, not realizing that none of them are Christian. Annie is Jewish, Troy is Jehovah's Witness, Abed is Muslim, Britta is atheist, Jeff is agnostic, whoa, and Pierce is a level 5 laser lotus in his Buddhist community. But don't ask him if it's a cult because you'll owe him 2,000 Energon cubes and I'm still trying to work off my debt from last time. But as Shirley is attempting to mend the hole in her heart, Jeff stands up to a bully and gets in a fight. Gasp! Now this episode screams after school special, which I think is probably the point because if you know anything about Community, they're always in on the joke. So we start out with Shirley giving them all their little Scrabble tile bracelets and they're all being absolute Grinches by not putting them on. I don't know about you guys, but I love me a good homemade bracelet. Give me one and I'll wear that sucker till it breaks. But I mean with this one I kinda get it because what would baby Jesus do? I don't know, shit in some hay and take a nap next to a chicken? I wasn't born in a manger. What do I look like, the Bible? But they all know how fragile Shirley is because she's literally going through a divorce, so I don't know why they just can't appease her and put on the stupid bracelets. Then Abed takes all the winter doodles and this tomato gets upset at him. And Jeff comes into the rescue, which, like, okay Jeffrey, you're being a good friend, you get a pass. But just this once.
Still waiting on those cookies, Abed?
Same to you, Pierce. Both of you are skating on thin ice. Watch it. Here's where Britta drops some knowledge that I think we all need to sit on and digest for a little bit.
The real reason men fight is to release their pent-up gayness.
That guy wasn't gay, he had a mustache.
And after Shirley asks if any of them are coming to her Christmas party after their final, they all finally open up and say that they're not Christian. Which, like, you don't have to be Christian to go to a Christmas party. Shirley, well, she wasn't aware of that, so she's having a hard time accepting it. But now we see this angry bird coming back into action, bursting into their Spanish final. And then Jeff just has to go through with the fight after Shirley finishes her final and leaves the room. Because, I mean, this guy is being a major dick, but come on, Jeff. We just went through this.
Are you telling me you've never been punched in the face?
No, thank God. This is the moneymaker.
Moneymaker? How much we talking, Winger? Jeff, baby girl, let's be honest with ourselves. How much money have we really made off that face?
We have to teach Jeffrey how to fight. I know a few moves. Troy, I assume you're handy with a switchblade. Abed, you get back to the family tent. Try to find a chicken for Jeff to chase.
Guys,
And I just can't. I don't know why they entertain Pierce. Kick him out of the group, please. And of course, Annie's gonna be the first one to show up to Shirley's Christmas party, but she spills the beanzos on Jeff's fight. But you know what, Annie? I forgive you. You put that baby Jesus wherever you want. He looks great up there.
We're trying to get Jeff ready for the fight. I couldn't think of another word.
And you know what? It is hard to think of another word. And I know Jeff already said that, but Jeff is stupid, so I'm gonna say it again. I don't understand why he feels the need to be such a major dick to Shirley. You know what? Shirley's being a little pushy. I get it, but she's hurting. It's her first Christmas being separated from her husband, Jeffrey. Give her a break. As they all come into Shirley's party, they each bring something from their respective religions, and we find out that Jeff's made up his mind and is going to the fight. But this causes the group to start fighting. The girls are fighting. And then Britta breaks it up by saying this.
I think there's one thing we can all agree on.
I get 72 virgins in heaven.
No. That we would all like to have Jeff at this party.
And I'm like, do we? Why? Let's rethink that a little bit. But then they all walk out on this nice little Christmas party that Shirley nicely threw for them. And I'm like, I get it. She excluded Jeff and is guilting everyone, but this seems a little cruel, no? Just to go watch this forehead fight a man who's literally so red in the face I think he's gonna pop? I don't know. But then Shirley follows them out and sees Jeff getting his ass beat, so we get this excellent fight scene. And I will say, I do think this is one of the most well choreographed fight scenes in, you know what? I'm gonna say cinematic history. And I know it's a TV show.
Please, it's Christmas. It's December 10th. Ow!
The song, the fake snow, the quips we get from everyone, it's just done right. And here we find out that they all passed their Spanish finals, so they get to move on to Spanish 102. I don't know why I said it like that. It's not that exciting. Actually, you know what? It is that exciting. They passed their finals. Good for them. And with that, we move on to this post-credit scene of Abed decorating Troy as a Christmas Troy.
Oh, Christmas Troy, oh, Christmas Troy, thy tree most fair and lovely.
And we get to hear a little snippet of the smooth vocals of one Childish Gambino, before he was Childish Gambino. But that would bring us to the end of Community Christmas Episode 1. Cute, charming, very respectable beginnings, but room for improvement. As for Episode 2, we have arguably the most creative Christmas episode in Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas, where we have Abed going through a Christmas episode where he sees everything and everyone as stop motion. So we start out getting an explanation as to why they all look like Chicken Run, and it's because Abed woke up that morning and sees everything that way. So it's clear that no one else sees this, so they're all pretty worried for him, and Britta is the most concerned about it.
For starters, you can move around more. Not much point in being animated if you don't. And I think we should commit to the format, starting with a song.
But Abed goes straight into singing the intro song, which, like, yeah, they're stop motion. Make him move around more. After Abed sings his little song, he gets tasered for jumping on the roofs of cars. And then we see him in a meeting with Ian Duncan, who says he might get kicked out of school. And I'm just like, why? Just because he's going through some mental health issues? That doesn't seem very Greendale of you. But I do want to point out this line for any of you heathens that say claymation.
Now, how many fingers am I holding up? And, more importantly, are they still made of clay?
3. And I told you, we're not clay. We're silicone dolls with foam bodies over ball and socket armature.
That is incorrect. Claymation is made up. You all made it up. Stop motion is what it is. Go read a book. So Duncan says that he wants to get to the meaning of Abed's delusion. And that snaps Abed into action, into finding the true meaning of Christmas. And Duncan convinces Abed that he's a Christmas wizard and sends him into his own Christmas magical wonderland. And I just want to say thank you, Abed, for these wonderful descriptions. I feel like I am there.
We're in outer Christmas space. There's Planet Holly. And Planet Jolly. Yeah, we're actually descending on a planet Abed now. It's the most Christmassy planet in the universe. Its atmosphere is 7% cinnamon.
Also, tag yourself as one of the toys. I'm definitely Ballerani because I am tightly wound and fragile. Oh, did I mention this was a musical? Get into it.
Come with me and walk with me and see what we can find. Accompany me on a journey with me.
On our way through this Christmas wonderland, we see that if you're not here to help Abed, you get ejected! Shirley gives him some back talk about the meaning of Christmas, and Duncan freezes her, and she gets carried out by the Christmas pterodactyl. Then Jeff, being the asshole that he is, gets eaten alive by humbugs because he can't stop being sarcastic. See, Jeff's the worst. And we get this line from Britta, and I just want you to keep it in mind for our next special.
I don't sing. And if I did, I wouldn't sing Christmas songs.
And you know what, Pierce?
Man, It is cave-like in here.
What do you mean cave-like? It's a cave.
I'll give you that one. That got a little chortle out of me. But mark my words, Teddy man, it won't happen again. But now the Cave of Wonders is in self-destruct mode, and Abed makes Britta stay behind because she's not on this journey to discover the meaning of Christmas. She wanted to make Abed go to therapy. Which, like, babes, I get it. You want to help your friend stay in school. But, like, my goodness, take a step back and let him breathe. He is a creative soul, and this is how he processes things. Abed, take it away with your song.
No faith in herself or friends.
On our getaway Christmas train, we pass by the beautiful Menorah Mountains and the vast and expansive Jehovah Witness Bay. And Abed opens up as to why they're all going through this. Every year, him and his mom watch Rudolph on December 9th, but all of these events are transpiring on December 9th, so we know that Abed's mom didn't come this year. And then Duncan comes back as a Christmas warlock because he found a letter written by Abed's mom saying that she's not coming this year. And Annie and Troy are being great friends, keeping Duncan away from him so he can find the true meaning of Christmas. And when we eventually do get to the meaning of Christmas, we find out that it is the first season of the TV show Lost, which I feel like is a good metaphor. I've never seen the show Lost. I just know it's about a plane crash.
New family, new life. There's nothing left to do now but heal.
But now that Duncan froze Abed's heart from reading that letter because he's a horrible psychologist, the rest of the study group shows up to blast Duncan away with toys for being a dick. And they all sing a sweet old Christmas song to get Abed out of his catatonic state.
Music and cookies and liquor and trees, that's what Christmas is for.
And you know what, Pierce, I'll throw you another bone because I like the sound of his Christmas, am I right, ladies? And we get this sweet little tie-up into the true meaning of Christmas, which is...
The meaning of Christmas is the idea that Christmas has meaning, and it can mean whatever we want.
My favorite meaning of Christmas, and my favorite part of the episode is when they're all gathered together, still as stop-motion characters, watching Rudolph in Abed's dorm room, but then we see the reflection of them in the screen on the TV, and it's the actual actors. I just think that's really cute. And finally, we have our third episode, Regional Holiday Music, where the Glee Club of Greendale gets sued for using copyrighted songs, and one by one, each of the characters gets sucked into the Glee Club by hearing songs that pander to them specifically. Although there is one song that I skip almost every time. I'll let you guess which one it is when we get to it, but obviously this is a parody of one of my other favorite TV shows, Glee, which I mean is a ridiculous show that deserves to get torn to shreds every chance it gets. Just because it's my favorite show doesn't mean it's a good show. So we open with a festive look on the Greendale mascot, the human being, and boy oh boy, this sure does put me into the holiday spirit. And I'm obsessed with this guy doing shoulder shimmies behind Abed as he's sad that his friends aren't spending Christmas with him. Shake it off, baby.
And to think they were this close to regionals.
What the hell are regionals?
They're this close, Pierce.
Pierce, they are this close! And we find out the reason that the group filled in for the Glee Club once before is because the previous Glee Club died in a car crash. Merry Christmas! At first the group says no, they don't want to get sucked into the weird musical fog, but Abed overhears Mr. Rad twiddling away on his little piano, and they start singing a little ditty about Glee. After Mr. Rad successfully inducts Abed into his Christmas pageant, he continues his tirade to get each of the other group members to join. Next, we get the best Christmas song in the whole show, with Abed indoctrinating Troy with Christmas infiltration. And this is where a lot of people in the world heard Donald Glover rapping for the first time, because correct me if I'm wrong, editing me, but I believe this episode aired the same year that Childish Gambino released his first album. And the rest is history. But get into this rap, y'all.
And he'll come down the chimney and it will be just him and me, but he won't know we're enemies cause stop play sincere. Bring a trap like that, how come I get on his lap and tell him he can come back every year? Cause I am Jehovah's most secret witness, so I might have to dedicate my life to Christmas and act just like I love it till the day I die.
And if you weren't sure before, you didn't believe me, there weren't enough ties to Glee for this to be a parody of it, here you go, haters, they got themselves a very own Brad. So Abed and Troy come in and pander to Pierce with this Baby Boomer Santa song, and of course this convinces Pierce because he's narcissistic, and this song is all about how great he is. And Abed goes to tell Mr. Rad that Pierce is in, and for some godforsaken reason, Annie thinks this would be a swell grand old time to go in and ask Mr. Rad who gives him the authority to redo their study room, which, like, that's the #1 rule of girl code. never go anywhere alone, especially when a man is involved. We don't even get a song for Annie being incorporated. We just get this gross song of Annie getting Jeff involved. I get it, it shows that Jeff is shallow, but like, I'm really uncomfy seeing Allison Brie crawl around on that floor babbling like a baby at Jeff's feet. Like, the song is good and well written, but like, this, however, is wonderful as Pierce brings in a chorus of angelic children singing about how they don't know who Jesus is. So of course Shirley has to spread the good word of the Lord. And I just want to point out this girl who is putting in the work. I just know that she got that extra ring pop after the set was over. And this part has always grossed me out because please, I beg of you, tongue scraper. Please, sir. Please, sir. Tongue scraper. But yes, now they are all involved in the Christmas pageant, and Mr. Rad pulls Abed aside to tell him that Glee is forever, and Abed is, rightfully concerned. So he goes up to Britta and switches places with her, but she's supposed to be a mute tree. And here's where that little quip from season 2 comes into play, because, yeah, Britta doesn't sing.
Oh, Britta's in this?
This is too real. I feel too close to Britta right now.
Why don't we let Britta sing her awkward song?
No, 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 no! And you can let me do that, or there can be another bus crash! Well, figuratively.
But yes, Mr. Rad admits that he killed the last Glee Club and he scurries away like a rat in the night. And Abed gets all sad because, as you remember from last season, he doesn't really have anyone to celebrate the holidays with. So he's by himself in his apartment when he hears some caroling out the door. And we really get to hear Britta project. I don't know why she's hollering, but she's the main voice you hear. She's carrying it. And I guess with that, happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. I would say that these Christmas episodes are definitely the most creative when it comes to sitcoms. And with that, they go into the Christmas Special Hall of Fame, right next to the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody episode where they recreated the birth of Jesus Christ. Well, with that, I hope you enjoyed our little journey through the Christmas episodes of Community, and what was that last thing again? Oh yeah, kissies!